two things I'm going to say about this before it gets heated, because my video could cause me to lose subscribers, and I've accepted that already. That acceptance is just what it is. But this isn't about me, okay? Number one, based on how this played in the national media, there's no way for this not to be racial. Let's not pretend this is a post-racial society and pretend we can dance around that, okay? This is going to get heated either way. That's one. Number two, despite who Kaylee Gain was prior to this accident, I get no satisfaction that, according to the article you are about to see, or may have already popped up, that this young woman is wearing a helmet to cover her skull due to the neurological and brain damage that she suffered from her head being slammed on a concrete. Without a doubt, she was a bully, but to continue to slam somebody's head was bad enough. But to also leave them there and leave the scene while they're convulsing and no one called 911, there was a line of inhumanity that was crossed. However, based on what's come out since my first reporting on this, I am very satisfied with the judge's verdict that Maurnice Declue will be charged as a juvenile and not as an adult. You see, here's the thing. You had a lot of students who showed up that day that when that fight was going on, multiple of those kids multiple times could have told them not to do it and encouraged them to do it. Those same kids could have worked their hardest to help get those two away from each other, but instead showed up for the show. And the show ended up with one girl on the concrete convulsing and at the time fighting for her life, and another one fighting for her freedom. See, this is why sometimes it's good to just leave high school and leave people alone, because they get off on the drama you bring and then want to scatter like rats when the consequences come. I don't care who that offends, because all of them were old enough to know better. So you sit here and watch this woman pound this girl pound another girl's head in the concrete, and none of you were going to intervene. You were going to film it as she convulsed and then run away. Who are those kids? Why have they not been interviewed if they haven't been? Why are they being protected when they're old enough to know better? The headaches that Kaylee's gonna have, just crazy. It's gonna really take that girl years to recover. Here's the thing about why I waited this long. See, here's the thing. I wanted more stuff to come out, because you hear back and forth that both girls were at each other's behinds for weeks. Then it slowly starts to come out that Kaylee Gain had been in a fight and suspended the day before. That's why they had to fight off school ground. Then you hear about her being a disciplinary problem in the school and having a history of being a serial bully. When you put the SERIAL, that means this is just who she was before this fight. We don't know how she's going to turn out once she comes to. I'm happy to hear that she's walking again, because again, I don't wish the worst on anybody. Then you have teachers coming forward that said that Maurnice, in comparison, was a model student who skipped a grade. And let's not pretend like that doesn't matter, because they're also saying she never really got in trouble. Then the resource officer, I believe, saying that Kaylee was known to be a bully. This does not mean that I believe she got her just desserts because her head was pounded on a concrete. This is the one thing that let me know that Maurnice was never going to get charged as an adult. When this girl, Kaylee Gaines' freaking father, went to the freaking press giving an interview, talking about how he admits that he dropped her off knowing that that was the reason she was being dropped off by that school, and left her there for her head to be pounded in the concrete. Where is the parental oversight here? Then you got her mother. Well, although both the girls did Kaylee was fighting in self-defense. Ma'am, it's not self-defense if your child is a serial bully, with all due respect. Y'all going on and on about a childhood. You're taking responsibility while constantly doing these interviews. Focus on Kaylee's healing. Because, ma'am, it's your ex-husband, her father, who dropped her off to get in that fight. Who in their freaking mind willfully does that and willfully knows? Do you not understand that if you had took that to a jury and Maurnice was tried as an adult, how bad that was going to still look? That you willfully dropped that child off to go fight after you knew she was suspended from school. Do you understand how bad that looks? Because what that looks like to me, and might look like to some other people, as a result of that move from the father, is that you all condone that she's violent, and then you want to come back and say she was a full victim. The moment she was left there to convulse and had brain damage, she was victimized, okay? Let me get that clear, because I'm going to tick some people off. But by no means was she a victim. Simply because she was victimizing people. It would be interesting to know years later, not right now because they're kids and they're traumatized, when they say this, that she's a serial bully. Who else she bullied and who else really wanted to stay away from her? See, some people are making this about the brutish black girl who messed with the poor little white girl, or the poor little white girl losing her privilege. I'm not on that. I'm just going to be, I'm honest. I'm happy, extremely happy that Maurnice is going to be tried as a juvenile. And I don't care who that offends. Not because I'm black and she's black, but because when you have people testifying more in Maurnice's defense than Kaylee's, no one's saying that Kaylee Gaines deserved to have her head bashed in the concrete. I'll always say that, to me, that was not a good thing. Why are y'all not going after the goons who filmed it, who sat there and watched both of them fight? Acting like they're passive bystanders. Ooh, we're here for the drama. Y'all were old enough to know better when y'all let that go down. You can look at Maurnice and physically, yes, she's bigger than Kaylee. That didn't stop Kaylee's father from dropping her off, did it? See, I'm mad because when I first found that out, I'm fuming. Your child got suspended and you want her to have a better life. So you think, oh, let's get in the car and I'm going to drop you off and leave you to fight. On what planet is this stuff okay? As soon as I found out that that father stated that he dropped her off, it was over. I knew then they're going to try this in juvenile court. Because it's coming out that this young lady, unfortunately, though she's having issues right now, has been doing this to other students for a while. I made a video recently called Sore Loser Parents, and this is just an example of that. Yes, I was also upset with Maurnice Declue's parents. Did y'all know Maurnice was being bullied like this? And if you did, why didn't y'all previously get her therapy so that she would know how to taper it down and ignore it? Why are we waiting until too late to say something? Tell me what y'all think.